The first one that I was bought from the government printer by myself, and the first one to be bought by any citizen from the government printer. The second point of allowing me bragging rights is that I participated in the process of making this constitution. We did not expect that we should have a prosecution that would violate citizens' rights. Even if any citizen could be criminal, yourself, myself, anyone here could be engaged in a criminal activity. But we are entitled, all of us are entitled to a fair trial. One of the principles, and may I again say what my friends have said, you cannot compel a suspect to record a self-incriminating statement, choose him as a witness against himself, and choose him against as another suspect in one transaction. I don't know, because I was upstairs trying to chase for your chambers, and I found they were closed. Thankfully so, that is how it should be. I recognize that. The fact is that statements from each one of these should not be used against another. And that's not an issue of fact, that's an issue of law. So what do we do? How can they be tried and then they are supposed to be cross-inseminating the evidence? The additional and possibly my last point is that some of the suspects, particularly the first accused, has a similar matter pending in Nairobi. I suspect my colleagues may have said this in my absence. Similar matter pending in Nairobi, trying to create an impression that he is a person of notorious criminal character. That is a matter that should be referred to the High Court. I know you cannot refer it to the High Court without, you may do so by way of reference, but it is also possible that you say, I will give you time, give us 21, 30 days, we file an application in the High Court to transfer either the Nairobi matter in Makadara to this court, or this matter to Nairobi High Court, so that the High Court in Nairobi can make a determination on whether it should be determined that the two matters be consolidated because the facts are similar, even if they are manipulated. That is an issue we will argue before that court, because I think they are manipulated. But even if you are criminal, even if you are a rapist, you cannot be raping women around every day. It is completely incorrigible to imagine that a man like the first accused, actually I should call him the first suspect, not accused, that is committing offenses right, left, and center every day, every month, every week, every year. Even terrorists plan. Osama bin Laden took so long to bomb the 9/11. You cannot say that this person is available to commit offenses of the nature he is accused of, both in Nairobi, Makadara, and here, every day. And for that reason, and I don't want to spend too much time, I would like that you refer the matter to the High Court for the constitutional interpretation of the questions we have raised, or B, you give us time to file an application before the High Court to transfer this matter either to Nairobi or allow us the time to consider whether we want to transfer the matter in Nairobi to the High Court in. No. I think it can only be one. Sorry. I apologize. It can only be one way. It is for the High Court of here to transfer the matter to Nairobi, and then Nairobi determines, or subject to what Nairobi says, then we can determine how to proceed. But it is not possible. It is actually an affront to the Constitution. It's an abuse of the law. It's an abuse of the, not jurisdiction of the people, but the sovereignty of the people of Kenya to have these charges brought up against these men. Can you imagine if we came to a funeral meeting in your house and then someone said, we have come for a Mungiki meeting? What is that? If I went to any of these persons' houses to attend to not even a funeral meeting, can you imagine a birthday celebration of a young born baby? Then you say, mumekuja hapa kufanya Mungiki. What is that? Do they even know what Mungiki is? And then the trouble is, under the Magistrates Administrative Action Act, there is the statute that manages your jurisdiction does not permit you to go into those issues. And that's why we have to go to the High Court. It is a senseless use of our resources. It's a senseless use of judicial time, but it's a useful way to promote governance in this country. It's a useful way to promote sensible education to the prosecution. There is something else, and as I finish this, and it's an important question for me. When I look at the charge sheet, there are two things that turn out. I hope my friends had raised it, but maybe they hadn't. The charge sheet is supposed to be signed by a name and the rank of the prosecutor, and then the ODPP stamp, date, and signature.